joining us today on the Playing the Field, a video podcast. I'm Maria Serrao.
And I'm Will Lupardus, coming to you from Dodgers Stadium today. But today we're talking about the gritty Los Angeles Angels. They've been on fire recently, and they just won 2 out of 3 this past weekend from the Boston Red Sox.
We always like to hear that.
Yeah, so real quick, with these Angels, let's take a little recap of the last month.
All right, well, of course, the big story, Albert Pujols, the big man himself, hit number 600. He is now an elite member of the number 600 club.
And Mike Trout has been on the DL for the first time in his career. He tore a ligament in his left hand, but he is healing ahead of schedule and should be back by the All-Star break?
That's right. And Eric Young Jr. has been doing wonders in center field, but really his story goes way beyond the game of baseball. And you know, Will, some stories are hard to tell, but they're so inspiring that we just have to bring them to you, and that's what Eric Young Jr. did. He shared his story with us, so let's take a look.
Well, my wife and I were expecting our firstborn. It was going to be a boy, Eric Young III, and he was born 11 weeks too soon, and just because of difficulties during the delivery, and obviously being born too soon, he only lasted a day with us, and we had to lay him to rest. So, tough moment for my wife and I, but definitely trying to push forward and be inspiration to others.
Something that you wanted to share with your teammates too when you first got here. Tell us about that.
Well, a few people already knew going into spring training. A couple of guys didn't know, so guys were expressing their condolences, and not everybody knew, why they were doing that. So I wanted to make sure, one, we didn't have anybody tiptoeing around me, not sure what to say, or guys who are, also celebrating, being new fathers and want to talk about their newborns and afraid to maybe talk about it around me. Kids are a blessing. I wanted them to express their joy and talk to me about it, not be afraid. And so I think addressing the whole team, one, to let them know that, and two, it turned into, if anybody was going through anything, because everybody goes through something at some point. And I said with men, you're taught as little boys to keep it inside, be tough, and I think that's detrimental. I think guys end up bottling up but end up being a human time bomb and could take it out on anybody at the wrong time. So I wanted them to if they were going through anything, express it. Maybe talk to somebody, talk to me if they wanted to, and that way not only are we teammates, we're a second family because you spend a lot of time with these guys.
Where do you get the inner strength?
I think my support system, just the way I was raised, my mom and my father, grandparents, instilling a strong faith in me, and I want to benefit the world somehow. So, one of my favorite quotes is from Jackie Robinson: "A life is only important by the number of lives that it impacts." So, I want to be able to impact not only one person, the masses if I can.
This has been such a special locker room, I think, for everybody. We see it from season to season, but everybody says the same thing. Everybody is just behind each other. There's no egos. Talk about that, because you've been through some different locker rooms.
It's huge. It's a brotherhood to be out here, and when guys are, coming in day out and treating each other, as brothers, and like I said, no egos. You show your vulnerability, you show your strengths. It makes it a lot, more enjoyable to go out there and compete with your guys next to you. A lot of the wins obviously this year have come from behind and late minute, but that's a testament to the clubhouse inside. Guys fighting for each other all the way to the very end, and not always successful, but more times than not, we have a good chance at the end of the games, and I think that's a testament to what we, how we treat each other inside the clubhouse.
Do you think that certain players play better in different environments?
I believe so. I think it's huge. The guys that are surrounding you, sometimes it could be one person or multiple guys that bring out the best in you. Sometimes you might not get that in a different environment, and that's why they always say change the scenery sometimes is good for guys, and for reasons such like that. You never know who can bring the best out of you, and if each other's bringing the best out of each other, you go out there and good things can happen.
It's been an interesting couple of weeks since you've been here, and you've been doing very well. What do you attribute that to?
I think perseverance. One, not giving up on myself, not giving up on my family. Still enjoying the game, loving it. Still love coming out with the guys competing, and the guys here have been great ever since I told them my story. They've been great in support system, and they make it easy for me to want to go out there and give it everything I have.
Where were you when you got the call?
I was actually getting ready for a game in AAA Salt Lake, and they came in about an hour before the game, told me lineup change, and told me I was out the lineup. First reaction was, I'm fine. Why am I not playing? And then manager told me to come in the office, and I was like, oh, I know what this means. Okay, cool. So pretty excited, and had to call my wife, tell her the news, and we embraced each other, cried in the parking lot. Just from how the year started for us. To have some good news. It was big.
So happy to have you here at the Angels. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, and we look forward to talking to you again down the line.
Thank you.
Well, Will, just about the best part of our job is that we get to meet some very special people, just like Eric Young Jr. Eric, thank you so much again for sharing your story with us and for all of our viewers.
Yeah, that was wonderful. And the Angels are not in first place right now, but the cool thing is those players seem to have a good rapport in the locker room, and that's great.
Very true. I think that wild card is theirs, and they're not going anywhere.
Except maybe the playoffs.
I think you're right. All right, thank you again for joining us on the video podcast. Remember, you can watch us 24/7 at playingthefieldtv.com. I'm Maria Serrao.
And I'm Will Lupardus, and we'll see you next time on a Playing the Field video podcast.